Hello, beautiful soul family. It's Shauna L. Francis, and today is December 10th, 2022. Thanks for joining me for today's Ascension Daily Update. Bringing in this purple energy for Metatron today. It was a much more of a personal type channeling today with a being who is not of the Galactic Federation of Light and comes from really, really far away, so far away she couldn't even tell me, kind of, there was no context for me to understand where she's from. And it's a long one, and it's just incredible that this is how this information's coming through. I did not expect this, that I would be kind of quote unquote interviewing these beings like this. They'd be coming forward in this way. Our team just keeps growing and growing and growing. That side of the veil, this side of the veil. Really just magical. But today was hard. I'm not going to lie here. Even though it's hard to hear, it's still exciting for me. It's an honor and a privilege. There's nothing I'd rather be doing. And what's so amazing is that I get to share all of this with you guys. And as, Bruce and some of you, are starting to realize, it does feel like this reptilian-based mission is something that is a bond for all of us. It's resonating with you guys on deep levels, at least from what your comments are saying in the emails that I'm getting. I'm ecstatic about it. I'm so thankful for all of you. Thank you so much, team, for being here and for supporting me and for supporting each other. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started in this with this channeling. An interesting thing happened here today. I, went down the elevator, and I'm realizing that I'm not alone in the elevator this time. I have my reptilian aspect with me in that elevator. So again, this is, her name came through as Isa. I don't know if I've actually said that on video yet or not, but working with Isa in the halls of Amenti quite a bit, trying to understand, what's going on here and what is this and what is my background and why do I have this karma? So this is definitely a shift for how I've been working with her and that energy and that information. So it was very clear that she was with me coming down to this space. So, all right. So I just, brought up an extra chair at the desk, that cold metal desk, and she sat to my right, and I had people, this being is coming and sitting to my left at the edge of this desk. All right. So coming out those doors, sitting down with Isa, another tap on the shoulder. And I'm so thankful when that happens. It's like, oh, good. Somebody's willing to come through today. And all I could really see was kind of like white with some black spots or splotches or something. And it seemed kind of random, but kind of a black, gray, white type colored being, seemed feminine. I could not really see a face. I couldn't really see a form here. It just seemed kind of, feminine. The energy felt feminine. All right, so they sat down here. And it took a while for me to be able to hear her. And I just felt my energy go deeper and deeper and deeper. I almost got this sense that the Star Team Alliance or Cryon or Melchizedek, they're with me kind of in real time, making modifications to my energy field, so that, I can acclimate to whomever's in the hot seat, whomever I'm talking to, whatever energy that they're bringing, that I can somehow get in alignment with that. So it seemed to be energy work in real time, and I've noticed this before with some of the other interviews that I've done. All right. And kind of went deeper and deeper, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm not sure I'm going to hear you. And then I hear, Shauna, is this better? Can you hear me? And this is after maybe, I'd say 7 or 8 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes of kind of letting my energy adjust. And I said, I can hear you. Thank you. I seem to be a bit out of alignment today. And they said, not at all, Shauna, it's perfect. It's to be expected. We're having a telepathic communication here across dimensions. Dear one, of course, there's going to be debris in the field sometimes and just more difficulty connecting. You're doing a great job. No worries on this end. I said, thank you so much. It sounds like you're female. And she said, yes, dear one, in the way that you understand it, more of a feminine aspect. I said, okay. I said, is there a name that I can, call you? And she said, you can call me Gelda, like Zelda, but with a G, Gelda. I said, thank you, Gelda. Thank you for coming through. Are you part of the Galactic Federation of Light? What else can you tell me about you? And she said, Shauna, I am from so far away. Your planet does not even have a name for the place where I come from. It is that far removed from planet Earth. I said, wow, okay, are you on a ship, or how is it that we're connecting? And she said, actually, I'm not part of the Galactic Federation of Light. And yes, I'm on a ship that is in proximity to this quadrant of the galaxy. And I have been given a special assignment, Shauna, to help work with you. This has been at the request of Commander Ashtar. He and his family are well connected to my family, and through this connection, I was offered this opportunity to help with the Ascension by working with you, Shauna. And I jumped on this because this is so very exciting. I will get to brag about this to my family back home. And then she continues here. This is such a grand occasion, momentous event. Many people watching and waiting, following the progress. I'm just happy to be a part of this and contribute, even in a small way. What an honor. I mean, it's just, and I said so. Thank you, Gelda. What an honor. I'm so happy to meet you. I said, would you be able to tell me what kind of species you are? And she said, I'm searching your consciousness and I really don't see or, feel of anything that's equivalent. But she says here, I will say that I'm not much different than you humans. My kind does not do much interaction in this part of the galaxy. Therefore, you don't have much context for what I am. I said, wow, okay. What density or dimension are you, if that applies? And she said, yes, dear one, I consider myself to be in the 6th dimension, the 6th density. Okay. I said, okay. I said, what would you like to talk to us about today? I said, by the way, this is Isa. She's my reptilian aspect. I'm sure she kind of had that figured out. All right. And, yeah, what would you like to talk about today? And so here's how, and she went into this. And she said here, as you can only try to imagine, Shauna, the span of existence is absolutely massive. It is infinite. It goes on basically forever. This is the nature of creation. There is no beginning and there is no end. And there is only this one moment and everything that's being created here in this one moment. It's not too hard to fathom that there would be very much that cannot be grasped by the human mind. You're actually a very young species, she continued. Young in terms of consciousness, your awareness, your ability to embody love and to have empathy. Absolutely no judgment, dear one. Everything is in its right place. But you can imagine, Shauna, that a big part of your job is to go on faith and trust with what's been told to you. Okay. She said here, you don't have the instrumentation or the technology or the brain power to know and understand everything there is to know in terms of existence. So this becomes more of an engagement, Shauna, of your third eye, your imagination, of your ability to open yourself up as a channel and allow the telepathy and the knowing and the energetic exchange that happens at a very deep level. We have the advantage of being a very ancient race. We've seen so much, lived so much. So much a part of the excitement of watching the Ascension on Earth is to see how a young species evolves. How do they figure things out? What are the things that they readily adopt and make part of their existence? What do they learn? What are their belief systems? What's their capacity for learning? What's their capacity for growth? And always we wonder, what's their level of consciousness? And this includes the ability to know and to act out of love. And she continues here. Young, lower vibrational species such as yourselves struggle with this as a general rule. But always there are pockets of brightness and the possibilities can be seen. Potential is always there. If they only knew about this, or if they could only understand that. We watch these young species and we analyze how their consciousness has progressed. It's an exciting thing that we do on the other side of the veil. So when we have the opportunity to break through the veil and communicate directly with those of you who are literally walking the surface of the planet, wow, for me at least, this is an incredible opportunity to be part of something massive. And it gives me tremendous pride to know that I too could be part of the learning that's happening on Earth right now and to assist in positive ways toward bringing higher levels of consciousness and awareness. These are huge milestones in terms of the evolution of different species. She's quite a bit different than the other folks who've come through energetically in the ways that she expresses herself here. And here she continues. So I come to you today, Shauna, bringing all the admiration and excitement to this process and for the unfolding happening here, and also for you and all your constituents, everybody who is participating at this level or at some level to also contribute in their own ways. It's nice to feel like you're part of something bigger than yourself. As a highly sentient being from an ancient race, it gives me great pleasure and honor to be able to come here and to contribute to a younger species learning. So first of all, I just want to thank you for this opportunity. Oh, so that was really nice. And I said, thank you, Gelda. I want to thank you also for coming through. This feels just so incredible. I'm so humbled by this process, and it's still, to me, hard to believe that this is even possible, that we can talk this way and that all of you are out there and you're all watching us and we've got this ascension going. I mean, and I had said here, yes, it takes so much faith and trust on behalf of us light workers. I mean, it really does. I mean, think about your own personal experiences here. And we understand that, you know, on this planet, we have these lower vibrational energies that are always trying to get at us. So discernment, trust, you know, all of this it's a huge responsibility of the light worker. But it, you know, we are understanding that faith and trust is extremely important. And she said, yes, Shauna, you captured that beautifully. Well, I'd like to talk to you today about what I know about reptilians and what may be helpful for you, and of course, the rest of humanity. And I said, great, please continue. And she said here, you've received some backstory from my constituents, a little bit of the history, and for the most part, those who follow you and have received these messages have been able to assimilate this information and at least be able to consider it as truth. So that's all of you guys here. This is great progress. Understanding the basic beginnings of the relationship and the motivations will help paint a more complete picture for the information that is still to come. And then there was a pause and I felt my energy go even deeper, just ticking, ticking, ticking down, like deeper. It's the best way I can describe that. She said here, you've learned a bit about the reptilian influence and the oppression of women. You learned that women have been specifically targeted, taking all of women's strengths and turning them into weakness. You've also learned about the overall human subjugation and the harvesting of luge and how this was mechanized, nurtured, deliberately produced, and farmed as though it were a product via a highly complex program. This ran efficiently for a very long time. Then I went even deeper and deeper and deeper. And then I just started sweating. My body heated up and I broke into a sweat. And I just said, team, I'm ready to hear it, whatever this is, you know. I just really want to be accurate. That's my biggest concern right now. Just let's do this thing. So I'm just like, I mean, they're working with me to be able to, you know, and they're building this thing up. I'm like, let's just get to this. And she actually seemed to be kind of more in my face too. It's like she came in closer for this next part. And she said, you've been a target, and it's not always clear that it's the reptilians behind the targeting. This is how they operate. It doesn't matter to them if they get the credit for what they do, as long as the damage is done and the revenge is exacted. But even still, Shauna, you persist, and you consistently bring light. You consistently overcome whatever they throw at you. You have a strength of spirit that is unique. You've also been well equipped by your seraphim and an angelic family to be in these positions and to field the oncoming attacks. There are special protections here, Shauna, special awareness, special knowledge, and yes, a deep ability to trust what is of the light. You have a clear discernment here for dark versus light because you've been both in extreme ways. And this is why Isa joined you today. And I just started crying. I mean, this stuff, it's one thing to kind of hear it come through in a channeling, and it's a whole nother thing to really feel the words, to really feel the intention behind the words. And there's a part of me that like is conscious and is going through these motions here and is, you know, working on, you know, capturing this information. And then there's a part of me that's really hearing it or anticipating it and knowing it deeper than what I am just as I sit on my couch and I'm working, you know, through this process with these beings. And again, anymore, if there's something that I need to cry about, I let the tears flow. I just let them go. It's important to do that. And then she continues here. We are your sisters, Shauna. We are here to show you solidarity, fearlessness, yet at the same time, painting a clear picture of what is to be expected so that your eyes are wide open as you enter this next phase. Isa, who is an aspect of you, knows firsthand the conniving brutality, the underhanded antics, and the depths that some will go to exact revenge. So Shauna, she says, this will go beyond just putting a stop to what you're saying. It'll go beyond trying to extinguish your light. This will head into territory that is meant to break your spirit. Because any threat to the status quo here, any threat to their windfall, to the gold mine that they sit upon, is not tolerated. You only need to look to Jesus to understand the debasement and the levels that they will go to reach a goal. Yeah. This reminds me of Melchizedek, when I think he had said, you know, that they will try to break my spirit and that it's going to be really difficult and it's actually going to take some time to rebuild my spirit up. Like it's going to be hard. So these guys are, yeah, they're not mincing words here. They're really, you know, getting right down to it. She continues here. It's a long channeling. All of this to say, dear one, that you've been here before. You've persevered. You'll do it again. And this time, the stakes being so much higher because this is the Ascension. It is upon us now. Remember that you have an entire army of light on this side of the veil who wait for your instructions. With your free will, you'll be able to ask for help and direct them the best way you see fit. There will be more on this later from Melchizedek, she said. You also have the entire angelic realm singing for you, holding your vibration so high, and who will love you and who will carry you for infinity. Carry you, excuse me, for eternity. This war is being waged on so many fronts. We will give you the information most pertinent for the moment, and we understand that you'll trust what's coming through and that it's the right information at the right time. Please continue to do this, to have faith in your channeling abilities, have faith in your level of discernment, the light versus the dark, and everything in between. You're working with the absolute best team, she said, who will ensure that your mission is successful. This is a group effort, Shauna. Don't feel like this entire burden rests solely upon your shoulders. Share this with your teams. Continually work on releasing the energies without storing them in your field. I said, thank you so much, Gelda. Do you have any recommendations for how I am to do that? She said, intention, dear one. Also crying, laughing, physical exercise, meditation, but mainly it is intention. Also self-care, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, taking time and putting yourself first. I said, thank you, Gelda. Thank you, Gelda. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Keep up your faith, dear. You are not even aware of how strong you are, but this process will put all your skills to the test. And you will prevail, dear. It is written. I said, thank you so much. And she said, that she's always there. She's always there for me. And I said, thank you. And then I was wrapping this up and I said, Isa, you're here. Do you have anything that you want to add? And she said, just consider us as one, Shauna, the reptilian aspect who's joined the light wholeheartedly, but yet knows so much about the reptilian agenda. I'm here, Shauna. I'm here for you too. We'll work this together. I said, wow, this is just a miracle. It's an absolute miracle that I can do this, that we're doing this. So we went up the elevators and got out, and I immediately set an intention for clearing out the energies, and also I reached directly out to the Army of Light on the other side of the veil and just asked for protection, asked for whatever they can do to help thwart any negativity coming my way, but still allowing me to balance my karma. I asked for protection physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, and ask for protection for all of you as well. All right, that's it for today. Okay, team, amazing, just amazing. I hope everybody's doing well. I love you guys, and I plan to see you tomorrow. Mwah.